are live from ATV Studios in Nairobi, Kenya. Hello and welcome. This is Arise Africa and my name is Michael Mwikamba. Lovely day this is, and we have a lot in store. We have normally the catch-up, we have the business segment, we have inspirational quotes, and we have safety tips, habits, and so many things in store for you. So you better just keep it. And my guest just joined in. I'm having Silas on studio today, and he just arrived. If we can have a shot of Silas, he just arrived today with the quote. There he is. Hello, Silas.
Hi.
You're looking lovely today. Thank you very much. We'll be having more of him. Silas Asante Sana. We'll be having more of him in the show. And just before we go on, we're going to have our news now. We're starting us off. The UN rights experts have appealed to the international community to act swiftly to avert the looming humanitarian disaster in Somalia. And donors also released the famine relief funds. The independent expert in the situation of human rights in Somalia, Bahame Tom Nyadunga, has said that the shortage situation in Somalia is deteriorating rapidly, and our reporter has more on this roundup.
Rainfall was recorded at less than 50% of normal levels during the March to June seasons, which may lead to a surge in prices of basic commodities and reduced livestock production. The latest assessment from the Food and Agricultural Organization warned that the food crisis in Somalia will deteriorate in the coming months. With drought conditions already observed in parts of the country due to a poor rainy season, United Nations human rights experts have appealed to the international community to act swiftly to avert a looming humanitarian disaster in Somalia and donors to release famine relief funds. Independent experts on the situation of human rights in Somalia, Bahame Tom Nyandunga, has said the food shortage situation in Somalia is deteriorating rapidly. Mr. Nyandunga said despite early warning indicators, there appears to be inadequate response to a potential catastrophe, which could erode some of the gains of the government to Somalia to safeguard and guarantee the rights to life and the right to food for considerable number of Somali citizens. Reporting for Arise Africa, this is Lucy Wanja.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for that update on Somalia. And moving on to other stories, catching up with Ebola. 8 Chinese medical workers who were treated with Ebola patient have been quarantined in Sierra Leone as the health expert grapple with the ethical question of experimental drugs being used to combat the virus. Gripped by panic in West African nation battling the tropical disease, ramped up drastic containment measures to cause transport chaos, price hikes, and food shortages. The World Health Organization have scrambled to draft the guideline for the use of experimental medicine at the meeting in Geneva, where the death toll from the worst Ebola outbreak in history neared 1,000. Our reporter has more on this development.
8 Chinese medical workers who treated Ebola patients have been quarantined in Sierra Leone as health experts grapple with ethical questions over the use of experimental drugs to combat the killer virus. The World Health Organization has scrambled to draft guidelines for the use of experimental medicines at a meeting in Geneva as the death toll from the worst Ebola outbreak in history neared 1,000. Meanwhile, Liberia said it had requested samples of an experimental drug that supplies would be brought in the country by a representative of the US government later this week. China's ambassador to Sierra Leone, Zaho Yambo, said that 7 doctors and 1 nurse who treated Ebola patients had been placed under quarantine but would not be drawn on whether they were displaying symptoms of the disease. The latest outbreak, which the World Organization says is by far the worst since Ebola was discovered 4 decades ago, has left more than 960 people dead and infected or possibly infected nearly 1,800. Rose Matimo reporting for Arise Africa.
Thank you very much, Rose, for that development story in the development story that you've given me. And now, later in the show, I'm telling you, Arise Africa is getting bigger and better by the day. We will have Joel later in the show. If I can just have a screenshot of Joel from wherever he is. He's coming live from the gym. We'll have him later on our show. Just after we do our bulletins. Joel is getting prepared at the gym. The situation looks nice. We're going to have a little bit of workout and health tips before we continue with the news. And more on development in Boko Haram is apparent because according to a demonstrator, Nigerian soldier wives have protested against the husband being sent to the militant Islamist group of Boko Haram. The protests have main military barracks in the northeastern of Maiduguri to set some government vowed to retake in Gwoza town in the militants. The area Senator Ali Ndume said that hundreds of people were killed when Boko Haram seized Gwoza last week. Boko Haram is created as an Islamic state, is fighting rather to create an Islamic state. More on this story with our reporter.
About 100 women protested at the Gio barracks in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. It is the latest sign of growing dissatisfaction with the military top brass. Soldiers have repeatedly complained Boko Haram has superior firepower and they are in position to confront the militants. In May, some soldiers opened fire on their commander, Major General Ahmed Mohammed, at Maiduguri's Maimalari barracks, blaming him for the killing of the colleagues by Boko Haram fighters. Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau has been designated a terrorist by the U.S. government. A wife of a soldier said they were opposed to their husbands going into battle. When the husbands were sent to the front line on 13th March, Boko Haram launched an assault on the barracks the next day, she said. Reporting for Arise Africa, this is Lucy Wanja.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for that development on Boko Haram. And just telling you that that was the catch-up. And now, our health tip for the day. And don't go anywhere because we resume today with today's Business Mwananchi. Welcome back to Arise Africa, and today in our business segment we do a Mwananchi edition and we get personal with one of the businessmen from Kafamily Market. This is what he had to say about his business.
Jina mimi naitwa Elisha Kiumbi. Hii kazi tumeanza kwa muda sasa kama karibu miaka 10 iliyopita. Na tunaona manufaa yake, manake tunatengeneza vitu vya kiasili, vitu vya Kiafrika kabisa, ambapo tunaona manufaa yake, manake ndio tunategemea katika kila mahitaji yetu yote. Ndio tuko na kikundi cha watu kadhaa, manake vitu zingine kama hizi tunasaidiana, kila mtu akishika hii na hii na hii, tunajikuta tunaendelea na tunamaliza kwa mapema. Kama ni order tunapeleka speedi, kila mtu akitia bidii kabisa, na tunajikuta tunamaliza na tunadeliver. Hizi tumejenga kwa makonge. Tunageuza rangi, tunapaka rangi aina mbalimbali, na tunaweka ball ndani chub, alafu tunasokota na tunamalizia kila mtu yake. Hii biashara kwa kweli inaimarika, manake tunaona mahitaji yetu yote tunakidhi na kuyakamilisha vilivyo. Kwa hivyo tunaona ni kazi tunafanya. Tuna matumaini ya kuwa mbele zaidi. Kwanza hivi karibuni tunapanga kununua gari ya kubebea vifaa hivi. Yep.
That was Elisha, our businessman for the day. And you can see there's too much business out there. If you are an entrepreneur, if you feel like there's something that drives you and you need to start something for yourself, it's just good encouragement that you just start your business and you never know where it might take you. And, you know, from seeing that, you can see that there's a lot of creativity in Africa. You can see there's a lot of creativity in Kenya per se. And with that quote, you get inspired to do more. And that's what Arise Africa is all about. Also, right now we move to our quote of the day before I bring you today's sports. Welcome back to Arise Africa, and now we catch up with the sports. The Confederation of African Football Inspectors, who began their assessment tour in Zambia on Saturday, met the former president Kenneth Kaunda at his Lusaka residence on Monday. Zambia was selected the former leader to spearhead his country's bid to host African Cup of Nations tournament in 2019. The CAF team is in the country to assess the southern nation potential as a future to host Africa's prestigious football showpiece. Our reporter has more on this development. Confederation of African Football CAF inspectors have begun their assessment tour in Zambia on Saturday. They met with the former president Kenneth Kaunda at his Lusaka home on Monday. Zambia has selected former leader to spearhead its country's bid to host African Cup of Nations tournament in 2019. The CAF team is in the country to assess the southern nation potential in making future host of African prestigious football showpiece. The 5-man team, which was led by Amadou Diadike, was visited the stadium and the hotels in the capital of Lusaka. From Lusaka, the group was set to travel to Copperbelt province in north of Lusaka to visit Chingola, Chilibumbwe, and Dola town. Later, they went to proceed to the capital tourist in Livingstone in south of the country. The team will inspect the training pitches, hotel, hospitals, transport, communication networks, and the country will go to the stadium in New Lusaka and Dola with a capacity of 60,000. The decision in 2019 AFCON bid will be made in September. Reporting for ATV, I'm Michael Mwikamba. I compiled that report earlier in the day just to let you catch up with today's sports and today's news. We are done with our first news segment, and Arise Africa just continues, but then we'll have the inspirational moments, and before we have everything else, just keep it Arise Africa and see what I have for you.
Let me run something past you. I'm not saying this is fact or truth, but what I am saying is, imagine. We're all here for the simple reason of simply being. We have to be here for the world to work. Black has white, love has hate, chaos has peace, self has other. We as a person needs to exist to simply have others exist around us. So then, if this is the way you live, why stop your boundaries? Why stop at average? Why don't you try and become or create a more fulfilling energy for others to live off? Make a statement in this world. People come up with the excuses of, I'm too tired, or I'm feeling sad, or even, I can't be bothered. Go out and get what you're worth. You are worth the world. You are part of this world. You can achieve greatness. You are allowed to have those off days because you need those off days to have the good days. It's okay to fall. Because when you fall, you get back up. All you want is for the pain to stop and to be able to breathe. That's your only goal, your only need. Same with success. When you want something as much as you want to breathe, you will overcome the pain, and you will achieve greatness. If you want something, you can get it. It only takes will. When you get inspired, realize that person is made up of the same whatever it is as you. And the only difference is that person is the one who has fought just that little harder. If we were all only made up of atoms, then why don't you become the bigger energy, the stronger energy, the superior one? Can't you see we live off each other, and it's the people that shine brightly who affect us positively? Stop waiting for others to do it first and break through. And go do it yourself. Look at the 4-minute mile. People thought it impossible, and now every day people can achieve it. If you can break through for yourself, you will break through for others, and others will be in awe of you. Increase your energy and let others thrive off it. When living life, try new things, jump, fall, fight, create love. Live extreme and push your boundaries. Why? Simply because there will be no other time for you to do this. You can dream of these things, but understand you can also achieve them. The moments that take your breath away are the ones that count. You need the downs to make the ups. You need the ups to create the downs. You need to feel the opposites to truly understand the full reality of the life you are living. I don't care how young or old you are, age is a number and nothing more, and should be determined by experience, by what you have done and tested, what you have dwelled in, how many times you have pushed your limits and broken down. I don't care if you've been beaten to the floor, if your legs are too tired to lift that weight. Break through that barrier and create new ones for you and for others to show off. Get back up and live life, because every second spent not doing so is time wasted, time that you will never get back. You can become whatever you want. It's you that has to want it, has to fight for it. When you love something, you don't sleep day or night to get it. If you love something, you will stop at nothing for it. It doesn't matter about the money, because when you truly love something, money is no object, it appears. When there's a will, there's a way. When you truly need something, you can find a way, and you stop at nothing to reach it. Get out, and eventually you'll master it. Become free. Live life long. Enjoy the surf of life, because you will always prevail. You will want to die knowing you touched others' hearts. Be powerful, be sincere. Vindicate others in negative minds. Live your dream and truly master life.
Hoping you are inspired. Welcome back to Arise Africa. My name is Michael Mwikamba, and that is just to give you a good boost for the day, because many a times we lose our inspiration, we lose our motivation, we don't have the zeal to work. But when you watch things like this at the motivational, at the motivational clip, you get inspired. You're with me, Michael Mwikamba, and that is what Arise Africa is all about. So right now, I wanted us to go to do a little bit of health tip, and I catch up with the guys at the gym. Today we are going on location from the Penthouse Gym. That's where we're having our reporter Joel live, so that we can catch up with what he has in store for us. We are going to go to Joel live from right now. I'm trying to connect to him. Yes, I'm connecting to him right now, so that we can see how much we need to. I'm trying to connect to him. Today on Health Tip, we're going to do more about, about watermelon and its benefits. So it's just good to know from the instructors over there. If I can have Joel connected, we can play the health tip. We can try play the health tip now. If my directors can have the health facts on the screen. The health tip, you're seeing the benefits of watermelons. I can see most of you have watermelons and you don't know what it's all about. Today you've seen that it can help with blood pressure and most of it. But now we're going live with Joel from Penthouse. He's taking over to just give us a preview from the health guys at the gym. Hello, Joel, I can see you.
Yes, Mike, how are you?
I'm very fine. How are you this morning?
I'm very good.
How is the situation at the gym? I'm liking it. It looks very cozy.
Well, this is the place I must be sure this is where you would have done the morning show.
Yes, that is exactly. I should have the morning show there.
Yeah, and speaking of watermelon, as I've been watching,
yes,
it is a way to go, because again, every other person here in the gym is telling me that without watermelon, your skin, for example, will not be smooth. The hair, yes, and many other things. Like you said, it also reduces, it prevents asthma. And,
yes.
Yes, and they're confirming it right here. Let me pull a guy here. Let me pull one of the...
if you can.
And Mike, I should take over now.
Yes, you just take over. Just take over. Wow, people are ripped. Why are people...
Yes.
Yes.
Can you see this?
Yes, that's watermelon.
Okay, Mike. What's your name?
My name is Zablon Osiemo.
Yes. Zablon, we are talking about watermelon. Do you eat watermelon?
Yes, I do. I do take a lot of watermelon.
Why do you take watermelon?
First of all, watermelon is good. It helps you get your skin hydrated.
Yes.
It prevents blood pressure. It reduces asthma. It also helps in your stomach when you eat. It helps helps you don't get constipated.
Now let's talk in terms of someone who has to build the muscles. Okay? How good is watermelon to you, for example?
Watermelon helps my pores to open up so that food can pass through the veins very well to replace the used strength that I'm using to lift the weight.
Okay.
So the watermelon gets to the food flow freely in the body.
Okay. I think viewer at home, you're wondering how this guy is built. What do you do? What do you do here?
I have a program which I do.
Okay.
I have a program. If it's a Monday, I'm doing squats. If it's on a Tuesday, I'm doing bicep and abs. If it's on a Wednesday, I'm doing back and shoulder.
Okay.
If it's on a Friday, I train 5 times a week. Yeah.
I think before we continue, come on, can you do something? Just a demonstration for our viewers. Viewers, you back there at home, just a sneak preview of what happens here at Penthouse. We're at Penthouse, that is 21st floor of View Park Towers, and we are here for a small demonstration. Mike,
Yes?
you also have to watch this in the studio because again, you will need to build your muscles
Yes,
again.
I am watching,
Okay.
and I need
Please.
to build my muscles.
Please, I see you're very weak in the studio.
No, I'm
Please,
not
let's-
weak. I actually do a lot of aerobics, you guy.
Okay. You can see I'm good myself, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see. Let's see
if you can
something.
have a demonstration.
Yes.
Different ways of building the arms.
Yes, building the arms.
We have so many posture to lift weight to build the arms.
Okay.
You can use the dumbbells, or you can use the barbell and the weights. It will
If you
depend.
can ask
you're
him,
an
Joel.
amateur, you'll use
Yes,
the
yes.
weight.
If
Yes,
you can
Mike.
ask him, how long did it take for him to look like that?
How long did it take for you to look like that?
It has taken me 3 years now. But
Wow.
Ever since I've been fit, I've tried to watch what I eat since I was a kid. I've
And
not-
yes, and Mike, I think you'd have waited for the demonstration before you ask that, because
Okay,
again,
okay.
once he has done it, you will feel it. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm using the barbell now. Yeah, the barbell.
Okay.
Building the bicep. Yeah, we have all forms of lifting the weight. Go down, up, down, up, down, up. You don't have to move your elbows like this.
Okay.
Just move your elbow down, up.
Mike,
You can use the barbell.
Mike, wherever in the studio, just
Yes.
another quick one before I come back to you, please.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is the dumbbell.
That's there.
Dumbbell. We have many forms of lifting the dumbbell. Yeah, you can use the direct one or the hammer one. There's the hammer. Yeah.
Okay.
There's this one and there's the hammer.
I think viewer at home should be asking if this guy can turn round. Okay, would want to see the back. Well, thank you so much, Mike. I'll be coming back to you later.
Thank
just
you, Joel.
just to let you know and let the viewers know how to join a gym, for example, because
Yes.
many guys back there at home, they would want to be this big. Myself
Yes.
too. Back to you,
Yes.
Mike.
Thank you very much, Joel, for that update. It has been eye-opening. We've known how we need to, to work out and stretch out in the morning, because I've
Very
known a
true.
lot about dumbbells now. I'm doing a demonstration in studio, which
Yes.
is not helping because I don't have the weights right now.
Careful,
but then
Mike,
it's really
because
good.
careful, because this is a controlled place.
Thank you very much for that
Okay.
update.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Joel from Penthouse. We were having new things in studio today. We're having different locations just to try refreshing up Arise Africa for us. And just to give you an update of what you might have missed, that was the health tip we've been talking about, watermelons. And just how it helps, to build muscles. If you're feeling challenged, Penthouse is one of the places you can visit to have your muscles checked. Remember, you must do that under controlled setup. So right now we move to safety at home with more inspiration as we keep on doing more of Arise Africa.
Before plugging in, check the cord for frays, cracks, and exposed wire. To avoid damage to your cords, keep them out of high traffic areas. Never use nails or staples to attach cords to anything, and don't fold or bundle them too tightly. Don't run a cord under a rug, as this can cause it to overheat. Extension cords should be used only temporarily. Only use an extension cord outside if it has been rated for outdoor use. Damaged extension cords should be replaced. Never try to repair them with tape. To avoid loosening the wires when unplugging a cord, pull it out by the head of the plug. Ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters are an essential part of a safe electrical system. GFCI interrupt the circuit when they detect current leakage that could result in a shock. GFCI need to be in use whenever an electrical device could come in contact with water. Remember to test your GFCI frequently to make sure they are actually working. An AFCI should be installed at your electrical panel to cut off the power in the event of an arc fault. Arc faults are a major source of home electrical fires, which can spread within the walls of your home before you even realize anything is wrong. If your outlets or switches are hot to the touch, turn off the power at the circuit breaker and have them professionally inspected. Replace any broken or loose-fitting electrical outlets. The wiring should never be left exposed. Use caution when plugging more than one appliance into a single outlet. Too many appliances can overload a circuit, resulting in fire or shock. All outlets should be covered when children are present. Make sure your circuit breakers are clearly labeled. All members of your household should know how to shut off power at the main breaker in case of emergency. Call an electrician if your circuit breakers are hot to the touch, or if the panel is emitting sparks, smoke, or a burning smell. Make sure your sensitive electrical devices are equipped with a quality surge suppressor. The best option is a surge protector installed directly at the electrical entrance point to your house, as well as surge protected power strips. No surge protector is strong enough to withstand lightning, so unplug your electronics during a thunderstorm.
Welcome back to Arise Africa. If you're just joining us, my name is Michael Mwekamba, and today, as I promised, we have Silas Abuto in studio. He is a poet, he's a creative. He'll just help me go through some of his story right now in studio. Karibu sana, Silas.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
How is the morning treating you?
It's just okay.
Was there traffic when you were coming?
Yeah. Big one.
There was a huge traffic, but then I'm glad you made it in time. You made it earlier than earlier than you expected, which is a lovely thing. Hoping your day you're doing is doing great.
Yeah.
If you can just our viewers at home are wondering, who is Silas? Who is Silas Abuto? Do you have any aliases? You're the poet. Please do tell us who you are and what to know about you. Yes, just tell us about yourself and your craft.
Wow, Syllabis. Yeah, Silas Abuto is Syllabis poet, and so far so good. I've done some good things about spoken word, and it's taking me to far places. I started it back there in Kibera, Line Saba, place called Line Saba. I think it was I started it in class 6, and it's good. It's good. It's doing great. It's taking me far. So far, I've been fusing it, and I refuse to quit it. So that's what is taking me far.
You far. And Silas, I love the passion in your voice, because you really seem to be passionate about your spoken word, art. Yeah. So in your spoken word, how do you define it? How do you define your craft?
Okay, spoken word is I can define it with is a living word. A living word. That's spoken word to me. A living word.
a living word. In your spoken word, in what languages have you been putting it? Have you been doing, you know, Sheng? Have you been doing your local dialect? Have you in what have you been doing your spoken word? Just try expound on us so that you can try and understand who Silas is and what Syllabiz, Syllabiz poet is all about.
Okay, allow me to use Sheng.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, ayu nini nafanya spoken word ya Sheng. Ni Shakespeare. And saizi so far so good, nimekuwa nikifanya vitu ka hizo na Teardrops na amekuwa kini mentor kuanzia hapo hivyo mpaka Jicho Pevu amekuwa na mimi, wamekuwa kinishikilia hand kabisa. Alafu spoken word zangu nilizigundua way back in Mathare juu tulikuwa tunaenda kwa hiyo hall ya Mathare na kina Teardrops wananiambia ni aje uko poa do spoken word ni Sheng juu ukidungoso hauko fiti sana. Yeah, saa ikabidi tu nimestick to Sheng. Ndo tubonge na mayouths, tubonge na jamii, tubonge unajua sindo jamii nini sindo kia jamii.
Ndio.
Yeah.
So it's really good. It's really good. So you've told us that, you know, Teardrops has been your mentor, Jicho Pevu, and they advised you to stick to Sheng because you resonate with it. It's more of what you do every day. And I love the fact that umejitolea, you know what you're talking about. So what is your story? Ni story gani you like to give to guys out there?
Okay, story zile naweza penda kupatiana kwa jamii ni about peace, about zile vitu zina happen kwa society, gender based violence, rape, hizi vitu juni zile vitu zina come daily. Saa unabaki hakuna ule msana anaweza about it, lakini inabaki hiyo voice ilibonga na sisi. Juu hiyo voice ilikata kubonga na wale maybe wase wako kwa street, maybe wanasafa huko hivyo, sasa ikabaki imebonga na wasanii ndo tuziseme.
So what drives you apart from, you know, the life must drive you, but what really drives your art? Nini ukufanya unaamka asubuhi na unasikia tu I need to write this poetry?
I think hiyo swali ukiliuliza mimi naweza sema ni uni ya spoken word. Niko uni ya spoken word. Sa what do I say? Iko like kuna wewe ukikama hapa hivi unajua uko job, si ndio? Mimi nikienda pale uni yangu najua niko kazi full swing. Sa lazima tu daily niingie kwa hiyo uni yangu, na hiyo uni yangu ni hall, hiyo uni ndo class, hiyo uni ndo school, hiyo uni ndo everything, hiyo ndo masters, hiyo ndo diploma, hiyo ndo degree. Yeah.
Nice. Because it is that hard work every day. It's very, very important for even viewers at home to know that, you know, it's all about the hard work. It's all about the determination that you put. And that is what Silas is all about. Syllabiz, the artist, he puts himself as a Sheng artist. If I can put it that way, a Sheng artist. He does his spoken word in Sheng. It's all about telling that story in Sheng. And you know, if you've been giving us some of the things that you're really good at, it's telling the story, gender-based violence, you know, in frames that gives you security issues, how our government is doing, keeping a frame with your people. And for how long could you say you have done this craft?
Okay.
You've done your spoken word.
I'm 2 years old in performing, but nilianza way back kitambo sana nikiwa primary class 6. In performing ni 2 years. Sana naweza sema ni 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Are there any I'm curious. Are there future projects? Have you worked with people? Are there projects you've done already that are already out there? Do you have a YouTube channel? You know, do you have a Facebook page? What I'm pretty sure viewer back at home anashindwa, this guy has a good story. You know, how can I get to him?
Okay. Unaweza nipata kwa FB kama Syllabiz Mbaya. That's Syllabiz my real name.
Mbaya.
Yeah, Syllabiz Mbaya. Then kwa zile project tumedu saizi tumework na Ben Kimani about rape. Juu unapata rape ni kitu inasumbua wase kila asubuhi. Every 30 minutes a girl is raped. In 1 hour ni 2 girls. In 2 hours
3 girls, and the sad facts continues on.
Sasa nimework na kuna kitu tumefanya na Ben Kimani and mwisho wa hii mwezi nadhani itakuwa imetoka, tumekuwa tukiriasa about it. Ya Teardrops tumefanya naye maneno pia inakuja. Ya alafu Rix pia kuna kitu ina come.
So there's a lot of projects to look forward to. Do you have a YouTube channel?
YouTube channel ni bado Syllabiz.
Syllabiz, if you can just spell Syllabiz for us.
Syllabiz. Syllabiz.
Syllabiz.
Yeah.
Syllabase. That is your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
you can just go type YouTube channel and subscribe to. Do you have any material out that you know?
Nafani upload next week.
Nafani upload
so
next week. We can look forward.
Yeah.
We can look forward. That is fantastic, because it's good to know that behind every story there is this, behind every perfection that you see. Because in performing art, we always think that these guys are just performing, but then there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
And it's good when you come in studio and share with us some of those good stories. And do you have you've told us your mentors are Teardrop, your mentors are your mentor Jicho Pevu. Do you have some of the things that guide your craft? Do you have your discipline? What do you wake up every morning to do?
Okay. Kitu first mi wenda job kitu first asubuhi, alafu nini kwa art lazima tu discipline na nikiamuka tu lazima nijue niko na homework ya kuandika 2 pieces ama kukram 2 pieces ndo nipate hiyo discipline kwa art ile nafanya ndo ni get fiti. Alafu ile kitu pia na drive siwezi toka home hivyo kasi sijasaidia mother nini ndio niko na kwangu ndio, lakini mother na nini a lot juu madem walishaenda wote, sasa inabaki nimeenda huko hivyo. Discipline lazima kwa game.
Sawa. Talking about discipline and how we need to conduct ourselves, there's this new segment that I need you to check out, and just give me a commentary after this. We are going to our habits segment. We are going to know our habit for the day, and our habit for the day is those guys who usually stick gums under surfaces. Have you ever walked to a class, there are people sticking gums? Have you ever walked to a class? You just watch and see the clip, and then we comment about it. So that was the habit segment. You know, some of those things that we do and you never think you're caught on camera. Some of those things that you do in your sneaking, when you're being sneaky. Those habits are not good. And you know, kustick vitu chini ya surface.
I let it show.
Because people do it all the time. You walk to a lecture hall. When I was in campus, used to walk to a lecture hall. Then when you touch this below your desk, there are gums stuck all over. It's not hygienic, one, for the person touching it, because you never know who came to contact with it. There are always bins around. Like in that scene, you saw seriously that there was a dustbin just next. And then the demonstration, shows that lady, decided nobody is seeing me looking right, left, akaeka chini ya kiti.
Hiyo ni kiburi. Kiburi. Na kwanza kitu first utaget akopoa kwa kila kitu, but ni kiburi ana ile discipline kabisa.
Because anasema hakuna time, hata kuna mwenye ananiona. Kuna mwenye ameniona na kicha. And that's an interview. Imagine kama ingekuwa interview and then uende na wameka CCTV.
I let it show.
They have CCTV because we most of the time forget that, we are being watched. There's a bigger eye out there watching you. And in habits, we try to awaken you some of the habits that do not make sense. That was today's habit. And right now, I'm going back to the gym to try catch up with Joel. We're going back to the gym to try catch up with Joel and, to get what he is all about and how far the gym is. But then before we connect to Joel, the habit, that habit that we are talking about.
Your habit si poa. As in, uadem, ile kitu inafanyika hapo. Hebu imagine kani mtu wa 5 years. Amekucheki hivyo ukifanya hivyo. Si pia atadu the same.
Yeah.
Na huo mtu yao ni mtu mwingine tena. Si wewe nini tendelea hivyo juu. Inakuanga imeanza na mtu mmoja, ikwangi ati imeanza na wengi. Sasa ni huo individual ndo tukimshika kwanza tunafaa tu deal na yeye. Na unamfundisha in a way inaweza muonyesha hii kitu ni wrong, si ati unamcondemn nini juu maybe anadu na ana ile maarifa.
Okay. Cause saa zingine unaweza pata hata mse ajui anakuwa caught on camera. Ama anajua yuko caught on camera lakini anajua sababu sionekani, I can just stick this, and it's very inconveniencing. Ni vitu zingine you don't expect people to be doing at that age. And I can see right now connect na Joel, you know, we're just to see from the gym we'll on health tips, you know, about watermelons and stuff. We are going to, you know, to catch up with Joel right now. I have him there he is on location with an expert from the gym. Hello Joel.
Yes, Mike, I can hear you.
I can hear you and I can see you.
Yes.
I can see people are seriously working out there and getting fit. I think
I just loving my location.
I'm loving your location. I'm very jealous because I happen to be in a confined room and you're in an open space.
Trust me, I'm in a fresh aired place.
Mine is still fresh air. There's air conditioner all over this place.
We are on the rooftop of View Park Towers.
View Park Towers.
Yes, and right here with me, I'm joined with the receptionist of this place, or let me say the manager.
Yes.
Who will quickly take us through what really happens in a gym.
Okay.
Like
I'm
what?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Like
I'm pretty sure viewers at home would
yes.
like to know, you know, some of the tips and get to know what it takes to work out. So it's lovely if he would take us through that. So I'm giving it all to you, Joel, now.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Welcome to our show. Just maybe to give us your name and what is it that you do here?
All right. My name is Chris. I work with Penthouse Gymnasium. I've been with this company for long. I've been working as a receptionist, a marketing manager. At the same time, I'm an instructor in the gym. Yeah. Penthouse Gymnasium has been in the fitness industry for long, but this is our new location at View Park Towers, located in the 21st floor of this building. If you are to come here, just take a lift to 20th floor, then stairs up to the rooftop. Okay. We are in a well-located place where you can have the view of Nairobi town from the Upper Hill area, State House, and downtown. So we are just in a miraculous situation, to say like that.
Okay. So maybe a viewer back there at home would want to know, like, does someone get enrolled in a gymnasium, or what happens?
All right, if you want to join our gymnasium, particularly our Penthouse Gymnasium here, you just have to pay us a visit, and then we take you through the procedures. First, we have packages that we shall offer you, then you choose from them. Like we have a 1 day, 1 session, 7 days, 12 days, all the way to 1 year. So depending on the number of months that you want to commit yourself, the money available, you can be able to enroll in our gymnasium. After you select the package, like for instance, say a month at 5,500, we take you through some protocols that we have. First, we introduce you to our instructors. You'll have to sign a consent form that you have agreed to join us at Penthouse Gymnasium with all our set rules and regulations. We take some fitness tests for you. Then we rank you to your level. If you are unfit, very fit, or poor, or depending on your objective, we can manage to set a program for you, such that from that program, you can work out with the instructor for the first month, then with time, you'll be able to be doing it alone. Again, after you enroll and start and kick off with the program, we do reviews after several months to see on the progress on how you have achieved the objective.
Okay. Just maybe to ask, what are these packages? You said there is a 1 year, there's a 1 day, there's a 1 month. Is it just for the rich, or a simple person can come in a gymnasium?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. As at Penthouse, as we are, we take the word house to enroll everyone. They're taking from families, the poor and the rich. We are not in any class, but we are serving the common man, any person who wants to work out. And that's why we have the packages like for 1 month at a very cheaper rate of 5,500 compared to our competitors. We have 7 days. If you want to train only for 7 days, you pay 2,500. If you want to pay for 3 months commitment, that's 15,000. These packages, they ensure that we have everyone with us. Take, for example, in our special rates, we have also packages for students. If you are a student and below the age of 24, we will just pay 4,500. So at least even students are motivated to work out, because we know that at the Yeah, and the youth. That's when people have energy and they want to explore so many avenues in their life.
Yes.
The same case, we have a special package for the aged. Above 60 years, you can also enroll at 4,500.
Okay.
Also favoring the aged for motivation so that they can come and work out. So generally, our prices, they involve everyone. Those who think, I don't want to call them poor, but those who think that they don't have money to use in the gymnasium or in the fitness industry.
Okay.
Yes.
Just maybe quickly to ask, why View Park Towers? Why at the rooftop of View Park Towers? And considering this building is maybe full of offices and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Well, the thing is, with the View Park Towers at the rooftop, we are just located in a very serene environment where you can enjoy the fresh air. At least there's no noise. Again, it's a spacious facility, as you can see. In fact, we're just located in a third of the facility. We have a studio, we have the shower staging areas located elsewhere. So knowing that we have that ample space, and when people are working out, they require the space for them to feel free. Because some come here with different reasons. There are those who are coming here to work out, others are just coming here to release stress, and they need their space. So in that case, we can manage to have them admitted here. At the same time, View Park Towers, knowing that we have offices here,
Yes.
we target our clients. We know that people from office, they are tired, perhaps they are stressed because of the day's work, they want to work out. So it is easier before going all the way and fighting with the jams at the Uhuru Highway, downtown, or the like. They just spend the 1 hour here with us, doing something good for their health, and that way we are fully located and committed in an area that we shall serve our clients well.
Okay. Just to ask you, to you to continue to maybe enlighten us. Long time ago, or the belief outside there is that the gym has always been about men. Can you confirm this, for example?
As you have mentioned, it's a belief that
Yes.
has been there.
Yes.
And thank you to the scientists, the scientific research that is undergoing, because in the fitness industry, we have universities and colleges that have come in to do a lot of research in the fitness industry and all the physiology that is involved in it. Initially, as you say, people used to believe that coming to the gym, it's a man thing.
Yes.
That's only men who want to bulk. But believe you me, nowadays, even ladies, they are getting used into the weights. They are just using the weights. They want to get in there. They want to do something small because it was a theory that had no proof. And now, because scientists has come in and it has tried to explore what is happening in the human's body,
Okay.
we have been able to adapt the ladies and gentlemen, not having men in the weight section and ladies in the aerobic section.
Yes.
Knowing the benefits of the two sides, men are also joining the aerobic section and also ladies joining the weight section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, I know you can. You're in the studio and you're having a feeling of whatever is happening here.
I am actually feeling it.
Exactly. So the next question I wanted to ask my guest here, and I just wanted to share it out with you.
Yeah.
The belief outside there has always been that it's a manly thing. It's a man to build himself and all
Yes.
that. But the notion has changed as he has been explaining it to me. I don't know what you guys in the studio think about this.
I'm thinking that it's good that nowadays people get fit. I'm on Silas.
Yeah, ni poa, at least jo msuli, at least kasi tuingize. Lakini at least nini gym lazima.
Yes, it's the studio here. We are agreeing that people actually need to work out. It's good for women to to work out and get fit because it has not been crucified that it's a man thing. It has not been branded as a man's thing. It should be all of us because women need to be fit as well because of the vigorous activities that they are doing nowadays with having the career woman now, and having the career men. Then there's no time to work out. Slotting time for the gym is really important. So I think
Mike,
in the studio we do agree with you.
Very true. And the fun thing has always been like, what would a lady want to build when men are building, let's say, the chest, for example, you're building the muscles, and that has been the joke all along here. So just shortly, for my guest to finish up here.
Okay.
Just tell me something. What do you offer? Because what you're seeing is this a bicycle, for example?
All right, thank you. This is, as he has said, it's a bicycle, but it's an exercise bike. We call them stationary bikes. We have spinning bikes. but now this one is an egocentric bike. This one is used for the cardio workout. For those who want to work out their cardiovascular, their cardiorespiratory section, they use the bikes. They are good for that. Also for those who are here to control their body composition, that is fat reduction, or what the ladies call, they want to lose weight. They use the bikes very well for that purpose. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. As you can see behind, I just want to, if my camera can pan where the lady is, so that you can confirm that it's actually a male and a female thing, and things have changed, Mike. I hope you agree with me.
I'm agreeing with you because I'm seeing the serious workout. I also need to get my cardio in check, you know, to help with my breathing and all. I have the times. I'm thinking of subscribing, by the way. This home workout is not working for me now.
Actually, I was joking.
The
I was joking with
challenge
our
is up.
I was joking with our technical guy who was now build. He has a kitambi with him, and he was saying that very soon, for example, he's going to enroll.
Yes,
is
we
that one
actually
of the
should.
reasons? Is that one of the reasons guy do go to the gym, really?
Yes, I'm thinking people should go to the gym because, you know, to keep fit and not have a tummy is not bad, but then if it's unhealthy,
Yes.
if it's unhealthy for you, I think it's bad. If you have too much cholesterol, it's also not good for you because of the you know, the obvious diseases, heart attack. You know, you can have cardiac arrest. They call it that professionally. They also call it heart attack. You can have a stroke because there's so many facts that come with being unhealthy. You know, losing your shape. Not be able to stand, you know, stamina, endurance is low, and a lot of things that I'm pretty sure he has mentioned that we've heard from him. I can see you adjusting yourself so that you can have a clear view, and you're really having a good time at that studio.
Actually, trust me, this is a place where you get a free juice.
Yes.
There is a massage. There's a lot of things to
I
be
also
offered
have
here.
coffee.
I'm just waiting for this show to be done for me to remove my shirt and do the whole thing.
And get down to business.
Yes. Now, Mike, I'll have to come back to you before we wrap up this other side.
Okay.
Okay,
but then thank you very much for having that for me, Joel. It's a really good comprehensive cover, helping us with our health tip for today. And I'm loving how, you know, how involved you are. I'm slightly jealous, by the way.
Trust me, this is the place you should be doing your show from.
Yes, I'm actually planning. That should be our surprise for some time during this tenure, you know, of Arise Africa. And you know, I love that you're working out there. So how long will it take for you? If you can ask the guy, how long can it take for you to look like him? Not 3 months, of course. Have you seen yourself?
Very true. Very true. Very fast. How long, for example, will it take me to do?
Okay, in a day's workout, we talk of a serious person who is indeed really working out. 1 hour is enough to have done almost everything that you need for a day's workout. Otherwise, because we know that some individuals, because of perhaps the nature of their jobs, the nature of the time they have, they take to a maximum or minimum of 2 hours in the gym, of which it's all right. But if you have no time, 1 hour is enough for you to do a good workout for your whole body.
And
yes,
Joel,
Mike.
I was just thinking, how about you get information from the other guys to get their experiences hands-on, you know, if you can get a random guy like that lady working out, if it does not mess with her, you know.
Right away. We can talk to her.
Yes.
Jambo, mami. Jambo. Hapa ni nini unafanya sasa? Because naona ni kama ni baiskeli.
Okay, na keep fit na kuride baiskeli. Unajua baiskeli ni moja hapo ya fitness. Yeah.
Okay. And Mike, I should be getting myself on one of these, just for you and the viewers back there at home.
Oh yes, please do. Strain away, Joel. Strain away.
Okay. It's not advisable actually to do this.
In official clothes, but then you seem to be doing it all wrong. Just do the other way around.
The reason why I'm doing this is I've just been warned. No, I've just been warned that I have to change the costume. Yes.
Good excuse. Good save.
Mike, you'll have to take it away. Otherwise, I'm going to do it the whole day.
Okay. Thank you very much. And, you know, I'd really like it if you got that. That's the guy we were talking with earlier.
Yes. He's not very far from here.
He's not very far from here. What is he doing, if you can take us through? Because I can see him preparing, I think, what seemed to look like bench press. You know, minus the one he was doing for the bench press. How does it help him?
Okay.
And what is that?
Just to tell us, what is that you're doing?
Okay, I'm working on my legs.
Oh,
He's working on his legs.
Okay. People are trying to get rugby legs now.
And Mike, something interesting here.
Yes.
For example, for Luya people, there's what you call squembe, if I'm not
Squembe.
wrong. So yes, you know what it is?
Yes.
This is it. So I was asking him.
The stride muscle.
I was asking him earlier before that, for example,
Okay.
someone who doesn't have, myself here, I wouldn't pull up the trouser. But again, how will someone be able to get it? Maybe if we can demonstrate that one. Yes, very fast.
I can, yes. Joel,
Just
I
a
can
quick
see,
one. Just a quick one. Yes.
We are back to
Calf rise.
the studio, yes.
Okay.
Put the weight on your knees, and then you raise your...
That's for the strides.
And you keep on adding the weight.
Yes.
Keep on adding the weight.
We seem to be breaking off. Joel. Thank you very much for that coverage. It has been fantastic having you show us some of the tips that you need to know. Umeona venye watu wana work out wewe.
Joy itabidi sasa tumeanza kufanya spoken word na
Wewe
fitness.
unafaa kuanza kufanya spoken word na fitness, eh? Mwanaume ni biceps, have you seen? And you know, and
bora kama kuna za akili pia.
Yeah, akili pia. Akili pia ni kusoma kila siku. You know, get a book and read a phrase, you know, for the day. And you know, that is just about it. And right now we're just about to go to a commercial break because we can come back with more of you. So we go on a commercial break, but when we come back, we'd have ourselves a DIY. And remember, viewers from back at home, you can try contact us with all of our social sites, Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, hashtag Rise Africa, and at Aviation TV Kenya on Twitter, hashtag Rise Africa. Get chatty, give us ideas, you know, give us your feedback on what you think on today's question. If you watched today's Habit, give us your idea and you also propose some of the ideas that you think we can have on our show. Just give us your feedback. We do appreciate good feedback. We go on a commercial break, but when we come back with a do-it-yourself segment. Stay tuned and keep it at Rise Africa.
The boiling point mix.
Active Sounds DJ.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this DJ is awesome. Activate.
Let go the wine, dance with Christ like a sun you want shine. Active Sounds, them sister you want shine. Your biggest, baddest songs, they on the era.
At the Kenya Institute of Media and Technology, we are the gurus in the training of certificate and diploma in journalism, computer studies, business administration, hospitality management, travel and tourism management, clearing and forwarding, social work and community development, and electrical and electronics. Visit us at our head office at Mtihani House and Taveta Court, Nairobi. Kenya Institute of Media and Technology. Technology is power. Take your career to the skies with Nairobi Aviation College. 2014 intake is in progress for certificate and diploma courses in aeronautical engineering, airport operations, general aviation piloting, electrical and electronics engineering, computer science and IT, hotel and catering, travel and tourism, journalism and mass communication, business management, supplies management, community development, clearing and forwarding, secretarial, CPA and ATC programs. Visit our campuses in Meru, Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Eldoret and Kitale. Our courses are IATA approved. Nairobi Aviation College. Profession is power.
Welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us, this is Arise Africa, and you've surely missed a lot because we've had the habit segment, we've had the safety segment, we've had the health tip of the day where we were talking about watermelon and its benefits. We've got to catch up with Joel at the gym, live from the gym, a new experience in my show, in this show, Arise Africa, as it gets better, bigger, and more explorative. We're exploring new items, and we've been having Silas in studio with me, enjoying our cup of coffee, you know, and just watching what is happening on our screen because we've seen the gym, you know, with health tips, you know, with our healthy workout. If they are just joining us, you know, for the day, we've had a lot of those things. And remember, our communication lines are open, you know. There is Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, hashtag rather Arise Africa, and Twitter at Aviation TV Kenya, hashtag Arise Africa. Get chatty, get interactive, you know. Just talk to us and tell us what you think, because we're really enjoying if you're loving the new set, you know, if you're loving our new graphic, our team is working so hard to put this together. So just give us your feedback so that we know about it. And I'm hoping you're learning. And if you're learning something new, please tell us so that we can get to know. And now back to you, Silas. You know, you've told us you're a poet, you know. You do spoken word in Sheng. You started your story way back. It has been inspired by your life, you know, and you know you've done your in Mathare, in Kibra, you know, you've learned through the ways to get inspiration from life and not look back and suffer. You've learned to say something about it. If in that push to say something about it, you know, what are some of the challenges that you've gone through?
Challenges kwa saizi naweza sema ni platform kupata ni rahisi, lakini una get appreciation hakuna jo. Hiyo ndio ya first. Alafu pia nini, crowd ile utapata saa zingine unampata crowd inataka rap. Ina happen kwa sarakasi hivi, ukienda sarakasi umeitwa ukaperform spoken word but unapata crowd ni ya rap. Hiyo ina get ni challenge sana. Alafu pia una track pia mahali na event organizer pia na kuangalia bala akupromote jo. Sana get anafinya game. But
finya game. But they're talking about promotion. What are some of the, you know, some of the gigs that you're lined up to perform wapi next, you know? Which events are you eyeing? Which events have you been invited? So that, you know, the viewer back at home can know how to get touch with you and see you live. You know, they're going to see you later on my show, but then how to see you live and how they can support. What are some of the, you know, some of the events that you will be performing?
Okay, saizi tuko nini 17th. Tuko na show ya Arboretum inajita spoken word games jo, msikose hii. Entry ni absolutely free. Nitakuwa hapo hivyo nikideliver. Alafu kuna Deaf Poetry Back in Africa. Ina host wake ni Kunimbichi. Saa lazima tu inafanyika tarehe 18 nadhani itakuwa Monday. Saa mtu itakuwa Kibra kabisa. Alafu Fatuma's Voice sato kabisa tuko kabisa hivyo.
Deaf Africa, that has caught my ear, Deaf Africa. We've talked about Fatuma's Voice before. It's that hangout we've been telling you all the time to come perform. There's that gig in Arboretum, but then there's that in Kibra called Deaf Africa. What is it all about?
Okay, Deaf, simply define poetry.
Oh, define poetry. So it's not deaf, the actual, because I was wondering, are you going to do your spoken word in sign language? It would have been interesting. It would have been really interesting. And now, you know, catching up with what we need to know. What unajua kufix stima?
Najua.
For your house and how your wires should go.
Yeah, najua.
Because I feel like right now our viewers should get to know some of the things. We are going to our do-it-yourself segment where to discuss now, you know, some of the things that you need to know. So we're going on a DIY. You guys, I always teach you new things. We talked about the iron box the other time. We talked about, you know, fixing an aerial. And now today we are having a new tip on how to connect wires in your house and how to, you know, to do it. On a do-it-yourself segment, we play today's clip.
Hi there, I'm Jeff with Home Repair Tutor, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to fix a hole in a wall, a small hole that is, like this one here. And no, I'm not talking about doing something like this. Of course that would be very simple, and I'm not opposed to it, but I'm sure you want to have the hole fixed. So let's get started. I've got a ton of really awesome tips for you, and before you know it, this hole is going to disappear and your wall is going to look brand new. Let's do it. All right, well, the first thing that you need to do is to figure out the thickness of the drywall. Typically walls are 1/2 inch thick, But if you're not entirely sure, you can always open up the hole a little bit more with a drywall knife like this, and you can stick in the measuring tape and see just how thick the wall is. Or if you have a scrap of the drywall, measure that. The next thing you need to do is to cut a scrap piece of drywall like this here. It doesn't have to be a perfect square or rectangle. You just need to cut a scrap of it so that it's bigger than the hole that you're going to fill. To give yourself a rough idea of how big you want that patch to be, just draw a rough square on the wall like so, and roughly measure that dimension. So in this case, it's about 3.5 inches wide and about 3.5 inches tall. Obviously, duh, that's a square. You can cut your scrap piece of drywall so that it's 1 to 2 inches wider than the outline you made on the wall. Label your scrap piece of drywall front, so write front on the front, and back on the back. What you want to do is have the back of the drywall facing you, and then place it such that, and again, you can just eyeball this, the center of the patch matches up with the center of the piece of the square that you made on the wall, the outline of the square. And then make a mark on the back of the scrap piece of drywall on both the left side and the right side. This is going to give you a rough orientation of the patch that you're going to make using this scrap piece of drywall. Turn your scrap piece of drywall clockwise so that the lines that you just made are running left to right. And just eyeball the center of the piece of scrap drywall. From that center, I'm going to make another line. I need this line to be 3 inches. So 1/2 of 3 inches is roughly 1.5. So I'm going to line up my tape measure with that and make marks on the drywall right here and right here. Okay, because I need to make a 3-inch, roughly a 3-inch square. So this is our 3-inch square that we outlined on the wall. Score the back of this scrap piece of drywall with a utility knife. I'm going to do that because I'm going to remove these sections of the actual gypsum in the drywall so that only paper is going to be on the front side. So I'll show you how to do this. And the reason why we're going to do it is this will eliminate using tape for our drywall patch. So again, just score, and be careful not to cut your thumb. So just score it. So again, just score the other side. Break the drywall like this and peel off just the gypsum portion of the drywall, revealing not the tape, but the paper on the front face. So we're left with the paper on the front. We're going to do that with this side, and this side of the scrap piece of drywall. So what we're left with is a piece of drywall in the center with paper all around it. Now, if your paper is ripped, like mine is right here, it's not a big deal. Just take a scissors and trim off the ripped section because we want the paper to be not ripped because we need we're going to have a smooth finish here. So I'm going to just trim off both the top and the bottom of this paper. All right, that's a lot better. Erase the line that you made on the wall, fold back all the paper sides, and then place the solid piece of drywall so that it completely covers the hole in the wall. You can trace the outline of this solid drywall piece. All right, there you go. Take your utility knife, and because drywall, again, it's just paper and gypsum, it's really just a gypsum sandwich between two pieces of paper, you can score an X into the square piece that you're going to remove. And then score the outline that you just made with the pencil. Use your drywall knife to cut out the rest of the square. If your saw hits a stud, you can angle it like this at a 45-degree angle and start sawing until the piece of drywall comes loose. Just make sure you clean up the edges a little bit so that your patch will fit perfectly. You can use your utility knife or a screwdriver, whatever you need to do to make sure that there are no chunks of gypsum just hanging out. You can now test fit your piece of scrap drywall. And sure enough, it fits pretty darn good. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Whenever you're making your patch, what you want to do is draw a line onto the wall from the patch onto the wall so that when you go to put the patch into the space here, you can line it up perfectly like so. So don't forget, like I did, and make sure that you do that so that you get the proper orientation of your patch. My favorite type of joint compound is the type that you have to mix up yourself. It's setting type compound and it finishes super strong. Now I'm going to use 20, which means that it sets up in 20 minutes, so I got to be quick here. I mix up my joint compound so that it has the consistency of a really thick milkshake. With your patch removed, spread some joint compound on the edges of the hole in the wall. Now you can place your patch onto the wall like so. Now because this is only a 3-inch patch, I'm not going to use any drywall screws. If the patch was any bigger, I would in fact use screws, and I would screw into either the stud or I would put a piece of wood scrap behind the drywall and screw the patch into that. But all you do now is smooth out the paper that's on the patch. So start in the middle and work your way out. All right, I'm gonna let this dry for about 20 to 30 minutes and come back and put a second coat on. Now, if you see any ridges in the paper, like right here, it's probably because there's some excess joint compound underneath it. Just apply pressure, like I did here, and scooch out or squeeze out the excess joint compound. The patch is dry, so now you can apply a second layer of joint compound. Again, you can apply diagonally. And the whole point here is, again, spread out the joint compound. Feather it out the best that you can. See how there are little dimples in my joint compound? That's called fisheyeing, and it means there's air bubbles in the compound. So one way to avoid that is to mix it really well, but not too quickly. You don't want these fish eyes because they're going to show up in your finished product. So try to smooth them out the best that you can. As you can tell, the joint compound is spread out rather wide, much wider than our patch. You can use a 10-inch joint compound knife like this one here to smooth out the look of the joint compound. And I can tell that this needs one more layer of one more coating of joint compound. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction this time around. So instead of going up and down, I'll go side to side. Notice how much joint compound is on the wall relative to where the patch is. You can vaguely see where my patch is here. And the reason why there's so much joint compound is because you want to feather out the edges and smooth in the low and high spots of the patch. You can knock down any high spots of the joint compound, that is, by using your 6-inch joint compound knife. And I like using a sanding sponge to sand down the joint compound. This looks a little worse for wear, but it still works out really great. And if you want to keep down the dust, you can soak this into water and do wet sanding. The best way to feather out the edges of your patch is to sand it in a circular motion. And you'll want to work your way around the perimeter of the patch in this circular motion to completely feather and make the seam look pretty much seamless between the new patch and the existing old wall. The last thing I like to do is to feel the patch with my hand. This will allow me to determine whether or not there are low or high spots, and if I need to add maybe a 4th coat of joint compound. Now all you need to do is to prime the patch that you made and paint it, and you'll be finished.
Well, that was do-it-yourself segment. And on my screen, you can see the traffic. We are learning a lot in the Good Vibes in the do-it-yourself segment. And I'd like to correct myself. It was not about electricity. It was about fixing a hole in the wall. Sorry for that mix-up. And now we're going to give you more on our traffic updates. We're going to give you our traffic updates right now. If I can have it on screen, they have it on location right now. My traffic updates. All right. We just talk more about you, you know. Oh, there it is. It's back. That should be Uhuru Highway. That is Central Park. That is Uhuru Highway. The traffic is clear. You can see it's still shots. From the other side, that's the roundabout that joins, the junction that joins St. Paul University, Chapel, University of Nairobi, and, you know, View Park Towers. And that's the junction between University Way, rather, and Uhuru Highway. That's joining through Waiyaki Way. It's showing you some of the updates and just keeping us updated. Remember, Emmanuel Inonda is piloting that, you know, random camera, which is really good for the show and keeping us up to date. Ulipata jam, you know, on Gong Road. You told me
kulikuwa na jam big sana.
On Gong Road, I came to Thika Road, and Thika Road was smooth in the morning when I was coming. You know, it was early beyond 6, and it was really, really smooth. And that is just about traffic updates. So Silas, as you know, before I send you to Performance Lounge later, just about now in the show, what are some of the things that you'd like to tell us?
Okay, ukiwa kwa field ya spoken word, refuse to quit, fuse it. Refuse, chukua hiyo fuse, alafu ufuse it. Alafu kwa una love, fanya hiyo kitu na passion.
So
ifanye tu na heart kabisa. Discipline lazima. Lazima.
So it is a pun intended. Refuse, as in refuse to eat. To quit. Refuse to
eat. Refuse to quit. Fuse it.
Refuse to quit. Fuse it.
Yeah.
That is your word for the day. And you know, we've been talking to Silas, and he's been showing us a lot about things. And right now, Silas, I want us to go to a segment I really, really love, where I get to scale through YouTube and see creative things that, you know, our own people are doing right now in Africa and generally Kenya. Right now, I had a video in the Good Vibes, a lady who sang really well. I think she's in a talent academy. She sang really well a rendition of another song. And if you can just get to the Good Vibes. Right now, remember, I also like to appreciate those guys who are giving us feedback. Baba Monroe, you've always been very persistent. I thank you for always watching Arise Africa and giving us feedback. I thank you for your feedback right there, Baba Monroe. We'll do take your feedback with a lot of heart. And we just thank all the other people who are giving us feedback. We will go through some of the feedback later in the show. But right now, we go on a Good Vibes. Enjoy.
Ujana ni moshi, but kijana do not smoke here. Ujana ni moshi, but kijana do not light up Palestine. Do not light up Israel. Let peace be there. Wacha kuniangalia nikani kona mkono zote za left. Juu hata God anajua we are all right. Ulimi ni sumu. So itabidi tumekuchorea yellow line. Kaza gari. Ama tukurafu kwa hii safari. Tukupatie kadi. Juu ulimi ilipata jali. Ikakos accident. Ika lose control. So itabidi tumeibaia TLB na driving license. Alcohol blow haikujua hiki kam. Hii lugha naenda kubonga ni ya peace, 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 peace. The moment utaanza kuibonga utagundua aina makoma, ma full stop ama kitanzandimi. Nifungue macho, nitolee idufe kwa macho, nifungue brain, nitolee carpet kwa brain. Juu na savule mse si wa make it train. Tufungue macho, religions yache kufight religion. Juu kauli stop damu ya ule mother alikuwa na bleed kwa Bible. I'm sure unaweza stop damu ina bleed Kenya, Syria, Sudan, Congo, Somali, Mali, Rwanda na zile countries zote sijataja. Mimi nasikia kuna hii ugonjwa ndogo ilizaliwa inajiita tribalism. Hii si ya scientist kutafutakiwa, na hii si ya waganga na manabii kutabirikiwa. Hii ni mimi na wewe ndo tunaweza letakiwa. Hii ni mimi na wewe ndo tunaweza hold hiyo detonator, tunaweza amua kuishikilia ama kuilipua. Ambia mwenzako amani, na kujibu amani ni lazima. Juu lately nimeona death rates zimepanda kwa makaburi za Lang'ata. Na hizo nyoo zilikuwa zinatangatanga. Still nimeona MIDP wakilia tumbo. Na kuna ule madha alikuwa ananyonyesha na njaa. Still nimeona ule madha alikuwa amebakisha 2 hours. Maji ya umbi yake break. How sad it is. Akileta newborn kwa hii world ya wafisadi wasiotaka amani. Na wase wanapenda ukabila. How sad it is huwa mtoto akijita Pakistan, juu country yake mlisha destroy na jita Pakistan. How sad it is. Ambia mwenzako amani, na kujibu amani ni lazima. Juu nimechoka na kulia hizi machozi za tear gas na kukoa hizi machozi za tear gas. Lift up my heart nijue country yangu ita invent peace. Lift up my heart nijue country yangu ita invent bombi ya peace na risasi za love. Lift up my heart nijue peace tushaipata. Regina kila time ako guilty, yo Filipichi namchomea kila time anakumbuka hii sinema. Yo uona ule msea kiema akijirudia tena na tena, tena na tena. Hajui ni nani alimpatia hii disease. Jua kwanza kuingia alijirudia tena na tena, tena na tena, na wapili kuingia kajirudia tena na tena, tena na tena. So si kupenda kwake saizi ana mezezi pills, na si kupenda kwake saizi ana feel real. Kila time anaangalia hii clock, yo feel maisha yake kwa sanduku. Kisa na maana ni kukosa utu na undugu. Na kila time ako silent, yo sikia clock ikimklikia. Amebayora film at least ajaribu kuwe hii pain. But wapi? Yake haiko edited. Yake ina ukweli ndani. Yake ina more reality. Na sijui kaa kucheka pia upotea. Jutangu hiki sanga imfanyikie ni kaa kucheka ilienda break. Ikapata makeup kwa another body nikakataa kurudi. Niambie atacheka nini nyakati watoto wenzake wanamwepa? Niambie atacheka nini nyakati anapatiwa homework ya kudraw but kitu anaweza draw ni ama rapist? Niambie atacheka nini nyakati machozi ya madhake ndo makeup kwake? Niambie atacheka nini nyakati hiyo church ali expect naweza simama na yeye kusimama na yeye kila Sunday ni ibada? Niambie atacheka nini nyakati hiyo government ilikubali kuongwa na saizi anaishi na wanyama? Niambie atacheka nini? Ka journey of a million miles start with 1 step, then yake haikuanza na 1 step, yake ilianza na 1000 steps, painful steps, negative steps. Hakukuwa prepared kwa hii step ya sex, na hakukuwa prepared kwa hii step ya STI, na hakukuwa prepared kwa hii step ya kumeza pep na shame. Niambie sita kimya ndo nijue tuko pamoja. Niambie sita kimya ndo nijue we ni hero. Niambie sita simama maovu yakitawala. Sita simama maovu yakitawala. Angeweza manage pain. The end ilikuwa near. Kitu alisikia ni nduru, moshi na ambulance, but ilikuwa too late. Ukuta matope ilikuwa ngumu kuvunja. Nika ilikuwa imemixiwa na concrete ya Simba cement. Na mlango ambao ilikuwa ngumu kuvunja nika ilikuwa ni ya chuma. Wali manage kuzima moto yes, but madhake alisha suffocate to death. So rap ni issue na sioni kipotea. Hope bado bigi na nazidi kuingojea. Ile de utadeclare, ile de utatetea, ile de utatake care. Regina pia atajua we ni mfair. By then alikuwa 7, saizi yako 17. Kila time anaona hizi stories zikijirepeat. Rap ni issue. Sa lazima tuiaddress. Hii piece naenda kudu next. Inajita give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I said, I give myself away so you can use me. Eyo, sin zako na sin zangu ndo vitu zilimsu. Nasema sin zako na sin zangu ndo vitu zilimsu. It's only crime was love. It's only crime was love. Mi hata mnisulubisha na ulimi. Nitabonga, bonga, 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 bonga. Hadi ninyang'anye wase Safaricom bonga points. Nitabonga hadi mninyang'anye life. Uzuri Jesus alishani promise eternal life. Nitabonga hadi dunia ifike kikomo, na kaita ifika kikomo, then mimi nitaomba God anipatie promo, na kaita waisimama, then mimi nitasimama na word. Ni use design the naked eye wanaweza ni view catch easy, but ukweli wewe ndio unanijua fiti. Ni use designers za bonga na maboy na madem wana full trust. Kwa costume ya mpira na scotch exam ni zero, watu wa Trent San Siro wanaogopa kupraise ule msali raise the dead. Na truly akacheza way mademoni. AIDS ni hakuamini mpaka wa leo unaweza toa mlevi from bar na kuite baba. Hakuamini mpaka wa leo unaweza toa stripper from street na umlete mali sweet chocolate mali fit. Shajitolea hata kani kubonga na president, hata kani kuleta pulpit kwa street, hata kani kuleta misa kwa parliament I do. Jugon moja yeye usema sila lala na lala, sila amuka na muka. Na bado yuko na remote ya mwezi giza na mvua, pepo baridi jua. Na ni mjanja ni kali doing physics na mao biology na chemistry. Jua alisema shingo iwe karibu na kichwa, macho iwe karibu na pua, mdomo iwe karibu na meno, tumbo iwe karibu na kumbo. So hata kinituma nika interrupt Illuminati wakiwadina, nitaenda juu sina fear anything. Sijui kama unaweza weigh hiyo uzito wa kilo ama unaweza weigh hiyo uzito wa mshumari na mbao. 833 kwa kalenda, 33 a young teen, 27 plus 3 mapato zilimshika 3. Waizi wawili na katikati 3 days ndalifufuka free, saizi yako all over. Give myself away so you can use me. Give myself away so you can use me. Hati wali prophesize anaitwa King of Kings, wako prophesize anaitwa Prince of Prince, Messiah, Rabbi, Janabi. Mimi ningepatiwa chance moja ku prophesize then sidhani Jumia alinipatia talent ya kudu rap na spoken word. So ningenyang'anya Tupac legend ni muite legend. Ningenyang'anya hip hop life ni muite life. Ningemuita my commander, ningemuita senator, ningemuita governor, ningemuita hizi jina zote poa. Na singe negotiate na Uhuru as president, ningemuita my president. Na pia ngenipatia chance moja kuimba, ningemwimbia sonka aliyemwaga damu yuko wapi hapa, aliyemwaga damu yuko wapi hapa. Baba etuko mbele zako, anayeponya vipofu yuko wapi hapa. Baba etuko mbele zako. Na pia ngenipatia chance moja kurap, ningerap kituka the real maker inakuanga greater, nikikumbuka venye nikitafuta penye yeni msene zadu mamako haende binguni na babako. So hata kinituma Chicago na bamako nitaenda, sina fear anything. Leo sitabonga about zile vitu alikuwa nafanya kwa Bible, nitabonga about zile vitu nimecheki akifanyia. Juu nimecheki Lady Gaga anaingia kwa church na nashangaa gaga. Thank you.
Wow. You just went to your own zone, yani.
Asante.
Sema.
Asante sana.
What was running through your mind? What was running through your mind when you were talking about if you can have, you know?
Yeah, word is a living thing. Venye nilikwambia hivyo, nikianza kubonga naweza bonga mpaka kesho.
Sasa yani umetu bless, yani you've shown us you know, there's this other side of story. You've shown us your story. You've given us, you know, some of the things that you needed to know. And right now, I'm feeling like, you know, who can you big up out there?
Oh, big up to Teardrop, big up to Jicho Pevu,
yes.
Rix, Chief Kadif, Mwarab, Ian Smister, Fatuma's Voice, na wewe pia.
Thanks sana. Hata wewe umecome through ndio imesaidia. Right now we want to go live to Joel before I send you off. We want to go live to Joel and get the traffic update. Hello Joel.
Yes, Mike.
I can see you've changed position now.
The main reason why I'm standing outside, that is the rooftop of View Park Towers. As you can see, the clouds are really not good today.
Yes, it's a very chilly day.
Yes, and
how
Nairobi
are you surviving with no sweater?
Again, this is what we do every other day. Though I can warn my viewers, whoever is in Nairobi, that it's very chilly.
Yes.
It's always good to keep warm.
Okay.
Yes, and yes.
Now, if you can just give us, you know, the traffic update so that we can see, if we can have the cameras in the street so that we can see what's up with the traffic, especially from this point.
All right, Mike. Right away. But again, from me, it's been good. And thank you so much for Arise Africa. I just want to thank my cameraman, that is Inonda, who has done a tireless job.
Yes, Inonda, you've done an amazing job.
Yes, and just to sign out from this other side, thank you so much. It's been a good morning. This is Joel.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joel.
Okay, so I'll leave you with a pan maybe of the traffic.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Take it right away, Mike.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
There you
Joel.
have it. There you have it.
Wow, that is a live shot from View Park Towers. You can see the traffic seems to be moving at, you know, the roundabout, the junction between University Road, Waiyaki Way and Uhuru Highway. Traffic is moving at this hour where you expect it to be, you know, to be stuck in traffic. I think watu wajalipa mshahara. Traffic seems to be flowing. That road is usually very busy. You can see that there's a police, you know, with the new lights, there's still police trying to keep everything in order. But then traffic is smooth. We're getting those images live from our cameraman Inonda, and he's giving us, you know, a good pan, or a good view. Even those of to digital, you can see the cameras are really zooming. They've zoomed all the way to Kenyatta Avenue, and you can see farther left, you can see railways. That's the roundabout to railway, Haile Selassie Road, and that is up Kenyatta Avenue. You can see up Kenyatta Avenue. It's really, really smooth. That monument where, you know, Kenyatta is on Uhuru Park. You can see a good view. It seems to be a very, very chilly day. You keep warm. Remember to keep warm out there. If you're not yet in Nairobi, it is a cold day in Nairobi. So keep warm. Those are some of the traffic updates that are going through in Nairobi. It's live. You can see why that is Waiyaki Way. Seems to be moving. Everything seems to be moving so clearly.
Yeah, digital working.
Digital working. It's working really well. It's time for pedestrians to pass. Somebody is reversing. Why is that person reversing? You can see a good update. You know, we try keep it fresh in Arise Africa. You know, for you every day. We try work harder for you so that we can try and give you good updates and good feed from here in Arise Africa. I like to, you know, to sign you out. You know, I thank you for gracing my poetic lounge. It is your stage. I just borrow a little bit. I just borrow a little bit of your space and, you know, try to do the update. Yeah. And right now, I'd really like to thank special people who make this happen. My whole team, from my cameraman to my editor's suit. I'd like to thank Alex Menao, the man behind my camera with Kefa. You know, the man behind my camera. The person doing our live camera out there and always giving us a hustle is Inonda, Emmanuel Inonda, and Kefa and Kevin on my editing suit, always trying to make sure I'm well directed and well coordinated. You know, my correspondents and, you know, my live reporter Joel, and giving me, you know, updates, and also my voices and my reporters for the catch up. Just giving you a brief of the big team that makes things happen in Arise Africa. And before we end, remember our lines are still open. Aviation TV Kenya on Facebook, hashtag Arise Africa. Keep the conversation going. Talk about it. Give us your feedback. We do appreciate good feedback, and we thank you for all you say. We thank you for all you do. But then remember, you know, just keep us, you know, in check. Just keep us in check. We do appreciate that. We are coming live from Aviation Studios in Nairobi, Kenya. For those who are joining us on digital platform, I've been Michael Mwikamba on the show, and I've been joined by Silas. Syllabiz Poet. He likes to call him there by that alias. That is the name on your screen. You can see it. This has been Arise Africa. I'd like to leave you with the documentary of the day. It's all about women for women in Africa. Enjoy the rest of the programming. This has been Arise Africa. Wow.
Kibera actually came about after the First World War. The Nubian people were settled there by the British. The Nubian people had fought with the British during the First World War, and so the British settled them there with the hope that one day they will move them to a more permanent settlement, which never happened, and so the Nubian people continued to live in Kibera. Then the government of Kenya after independence outlawed any settlements there. And so other people came from other parts of the country and put up illegal settlements in Kibera. And then now this has grown and grown to what it is now, a massive slum on the outskirts of Nairobi, with a population of 1.5 million people living there. People just live crammed together. They live on less than $1 a day. Getting 1 meal a day is a luxury in Kibera. Most people do not even afford that. Kibera is one place where the mothers go out and buy a teaspoon of sugar so that they can give to their children. It's a place where one goes out and buys a tablet of soap, which is cut into 4 pieces. Everything is sold in very small quantities in Kibera. The women of Kibera every time have to make a choice between taking their children to school or feeding their children. So it's really, really a tough life. There's no sanitation, no proper housing, the rooms are so small, and there's no water.
Women for Women in Africa commenced 6 years ago. Having seen the enormous need in Kibera for the education of women and children, I asked a Christian brother living there if he'd like some money, and he said yes. We started with 2 children, and now we have 300 children. These children are going to primary, secondary, and a few post-secondary schools. So in the 6 years, we have educated well over 1,000 students in some way. We also are proud that we are unique in that every penny that we raise in Australia will go directly to the children and the families of Kibera.
My name is Judith Awino. I'm 16 years old now. I'm in standard 8, and I come from Katwekera. I live with my aunt. I'm an orphan. I don't know my parents, and I'm happy because Women for Women help me. They pay my school fees. They do everything for me.
My mother passed away last year on March 23rd because of long illness that she had. And my father, he left us long ago.
If they are not there, I will not be in standard 8 now. And after school, I would like to be a presenter and also a musician.
I knew that I wouldn't go to school, but Women for Women was here to help me. So I've continued with my education secondary.
This is Form 3 class. We learn 8 subjects. Biology, this includes biology, maths, chem, physics, history, CRE, Swahili, and computer.
I was given the responsibility of being the school captain of the year 2008-2009.
My mom passed away the year 2005 when I was in Form 2. So I found it very hard, but Women for Women was there, helped me to complete my 4th form, and my uncle was there. So when I was in school, he used to take care of my brothers, and when I'm here, I do help him. Most of the time, Women for Women used to help me some money to buy food, so it was a bit easier for me to take care of them.
Sisi zote tunaishi hapa. Hapa sasa ndio nyumba yetu. Wengine wanalalanga hata hapa chini, kuna mattress ingine pale juu. Mattress ndio ile. Mattress tuko wengi hatutoshei kwa kitanda.
I was not going to school, but now I'm going to school. I thank the staff of Women for Women for helping me, sometimes food and even clothes.
Okay, Margaret nilipia course ya kwenda hairdressing na nikafanya kwa miezi 6. Sasa saizi nafanyaga na suka pia watoto wangu na nasuka pia majirani, napata customers unawasuka hasa kwa hivyo.
When he's under medication, he used to eat a lot, eh? He can eat even the whole food that you used to cook for us all, he can even finish. So, it's a hard task to take care of him, but it's all about perseverance. Yeah.
This is our chapel center. As you can see, these are just 3 shipping containers, and that's what we use as our premises. This here is a classroom where all the students come and do their personal studies. It's our informal school. In the middle there is my office. That's where I sit and attend to all the parents and the guests to the center. At the back there is another little office for Valentine, a social worker who takes care of all the small children and as well as the women group.
Pia kwa huyo msichana wangu natarajia vile mtamsaidia, mtafurahi, mtaniondolea mzigo na mimi nikuwe nafuu, pressure iendelee kupunguka, nikae kama wamama wenzangu. Siku mingi sana huwa naambiwa nakaa kama chokola nini, sijui nini, watoto wangu ni wabaya, wanaenda kwa manyumba za watu. Hao naona pia huwa siwezi kufurahia hapo, lakini nashukuru sana. Mungu awabariki siku mingi sana kwa roho yenu nzuri. Namaliza.
This is Chapel High School. These are some of the students who come here to do their personal studies, and they like to come here because it provides a nice, safe environment for them, and they don't like to stay in the slum because of the drugs there and crime, and they have come here on their own accord. And they come here voluntarily every day, and they are the only ones who started this school and say they'll call it Frank Chapel High School. So they come, they sit, and they study like any ordinary child that goes to school, and study the whole day. Wanawake also believes that it's important that the women really get empowered. In Kibera, you'll find a lot of women are alone, not because their husbands have abandoned them, but the men in Kibera find it so hard to cope with the stress. So what they do, they die faster than the women. They are more vulnerable. They take into alcohol, and also it's true that actually some of them run away because there's too much stress. So the women carry the burden of rearing their children. So Wanawake kwa Wanawake believes in empowering these women so that they can help their children. So for that case, we have skills training, and these women are learning to make beads now, and they are learning to make clothes now. And even they bring their own children's clothes to the center to repair them, and they are so proud.
The future for Wanawake kwa Wanawake is bright. We are realizing that the number of students who have gone through school have greatly benefited, and they are now forming an alumni of the beneficiaries of this program. Our intention is to actually put them in one institution. We want to see a time when we'll build an institution where our offices shall be situated. The students shall have a chance to go to school there. We can integrate the parents in the running and management of the school, and that can stand as a model center for others to come and participate. Even volunteers from other countries and part of our donors can come and see the children, all of them together, and see what they are doing at one common place. So this will be a center of transformation of life.